After roughly a year of discussing this with my husband, I'm throwing caution to the wind and I'm refinishing our kitchen table today. I'll link below the plans that I used and I'll talk a bit more about what we did later on. Basically, I'm gonna show you my rough plan and let's see how this works out because I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I have impact driver and a palm sander. This is not gonna be used inside. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking the boards off and then I'm actually just scraping the food off from between the cracks because this is the primary reason why I'm changing something right now. So then I realize that I'm gonna take the screws out all the way and bring the boards outside and give them a quick sand on the tops. And then bring them back inside and put them back together. And I think I'm gonna try and put them back together with more of a space in between to make it easier to clean. And why am I taking on this project today? Well, friends, because tax prep is on my to-do list for today and Mama doesn't want to do that today, so we're gonna work on this. My reasoning behind wanting to refinish the table right now is the cracks are skinny, but they're not sealed, so food just gets stuck in there, like you can see all that stuff in there, and it's time to do something about it. I'm also sanding out different pen from kids. The benches are good, but I'm gonna give them a quick sand and re-oil just so they match the table. And I'm gonna put the boards back on more like this width apart versus like this one so that we can clean between with a butter knife versus these ones where it just gets stuck. You can see all the junk. You can see here that in some places the screws kind of did some damage when they came out. I'll be able to sand this and make it look a lot better. I'll show you when I'm done sanding it. But keep in mind that when you take something off like this, there is going to be little bits of damage like this. Here's an example here where one came up. 1, 2. And I just kind of sanded it smooth and it is what it is. It's time for me to start putting the table back on. You can see some of these divots. Again, this is not a table for people who are perfectionists. This is a rough farmhouse table. What I'm gonna do for spacing is I'm actually gonna do 2 popsicle stick thickness. I figure that will be good for cleaning in between. So I'm gonna kind of, there's supports. You can see there that there's like a board under there. So I'm gonna do them like that so that they're all even thickness apart. I'm gonna start with the middle 2. I'm gonna measure the under support here and measure halfway and start with the popsicle sticks right in the halfway. I've now got the table all back on and gave it a wipe. So some places, just because of how the wood is bowed, there's not much of a crack, but I didn't want to make like a huge massive crack at the end to compensate for that. So I did make this crack a little bit wider here just so I could still get a little something through there. But I'm excited and it's time to olive oil it. Table is beautifully oiled now. Max sanded the benches for me. And Hamish sanded a bit. Now we oiled the benches and they're going back. We're gonna leave the table alone for a few hours. It's gonna look less shiny once it is all soaked in.